welcome to the deep dive. We're looking at a strategic way to approach credit cards today. Thinking beyond just, the swipe and focusing more on building a solid financial base.
Right, and that really hinges on a couple of key things, doesn't it?
It does. Being responsible with your spending, obviously, and crucially, paying your balance in full every single month.
Yeah, that's the big one. Nail those habits and you're heading towards a healthy credit score.
And steering clear of those awful interest charges.
Exactly. And our focus today is actually a surprisingly straightforward combo.
Oh.
Yeah, yet really powerful. We're talking about pairing two specific cards to, well, really amplify the value you get from your everyday spending.
Okay, amplifying value. I like that.
It's about setting up an efficient rewards system. It's particularly useful, I think, if you want to maximize benefits without getting bogged down in complex rules.
Like those rotating categories sometimes.
Exactly like those. What's interesting here is how, simplicity can actually be a kind of superpower in managing your finances.
Absolutely. So the two cards we're putting under the microscope are the Citi Double Cash card
The reliable one.
and the Bilt Mastercard.
Yeah.
The Citi Double Cash is, like you said, sort of your dependable everyday tool, known for its simple across-the-board cash back.
Yep.
And the Bilt Mastercard.
Yeah.
That was a bit different, isn't it? An innovator, especially for renters.
Oh, definitely. It lets you earn rewards on rent payments. That's the big hook.
That you're paying anyway, right?
Exactly. A payment you're already making each month.
So when you look at these two cards together, what's the big picture?
Well, a really sort of elegant strategy emerges. You're essentially covering most of your spending and earning rewards on almost all of it, with a huge advantage for what's often your biggest expense, the rent.
Right. It's getting the most bang for your buck without the mental gymnastics.
Precisely. No constant juggling of what category is it this month?
Okay, let's dig in then. Starting with the Citi Double Cash card. What really makes it tick? What's the core appeal?
Well, the real beauty of the Citi Double Cash, I think, is just how simple it is. You get a flat 2% cash back.
On everything.
2% flat. Simple.
Super simple. It breaks down as 1% when you actually make the purchase, and then another 1% when you pay it off.
Ah, okay. So it encourages paying your bill.
It does,
Yeah.
implicitly. And there's no need to track spending categories, no activating bonuses each quarter, none of that.
So it's really designed to be that catch-all card for just regular, everyday stuff.
That's exactly it. Your dependable workhorse.
Right.
And, historically getting a flat 2% cash back was, pretty uncommon. It kind of signaled a shift.
Right.
And this simplicity, it actually helps you make better financial decisions, arguably, because you're not tempted to overspend in some random category just to chase a temporary bonus.
That makes sense. It's the ultimate kind of set it, forget it reward system for a lot of people. What else does it bring to the table? Any other perks?
Oh, yeah, several good ones. First off, 0 annual fee.
Always nice. Definitely. So there's no cost just to have it in your wallet.
Yeah.
The cash back is also unlimited. No caps.
So heavy spenders aren't penalized.
Not at all. Spend more, earn more, simple. And the redemption options are pretty flexible too. You rack up Citi thank you points,
Okay.
which you can then cash out, actual cash back, statement credits, direct deposit, gift cards, even travel.
So options.
Lots of options. Plus, there's usually a sign-up bonus, often around $200 cash back if you hit a minimum spend early on.
A nice little kicker to start.
Yeah, and there's typically an intro 0% APR period on balance transfers, usually 18 months.
Oh, that's quite long. Useful for managing existing debt then.
Absolutely. Transfer a balance from a high-interest card, pay it down over those 18 months without any new interest piling up. It can be a really helpful tool.
So it's not just easy rewards. It sounds like a genuinely competitive card overall.
It really is. That consistent 2% cashback rate, it gives it a definite edge. The standard for many general cashback cards is maybe 1.5%.
Right, I've seen a lot of those.
So the Double Cash consistently offers more value on everything without you having to do anything extra. It really establishes itself as that go-to default option. Minimal hassle, maximum baseline reward.
Got it. Okay, are there any, potential catches, downsides people should know about?
Yes, there is one important one to flag. It has a 3% foreign transaction fee.
Ah, okay. So not great for traveling abroad.
Exactly. If you travel internationally a lot and use this card, those fees will definitely add up. It's generally not the most cost-effective choice for purchases in foreign currencies.
Good point. Something to keep in mind for the jet setters.
Yeah.
What about just using the card day to day? app experience, customer service?
Generally, the feedback is pretty positive. Users seem to find the Citi mobile app user-friendly, and customer support is usually seen as reliable. Managing your account, checking rewards, redeeming points, it all seems fairly straightforward.
Okay, that's a solid picture of the Citi Double Cash. Now let's shift gears to the Bilt Mastercard. You mentioned it's particularly interesting for renters. What's the big deal there?
Yeah, Bilt really carved out a unique niche. It lets renters earn reward points on their monthly rent payments without the transaction fees you usually get hit with.
Right, those fees can be hefty, like 3% or more sometimes.
Exactly. And for most people, rent is their single biggest monthly expense. Right.
For sure.
And traditionally, you just couldn't put that on a credit card without paying a penalty. Bilt totally changes that. And there's a psychological element too, I think.
How so?
Well, earning rewards on an expense that usually just feels like money going out the door, it can actually shift how you feel about paying rent, even just a little bit.
Huh, interesting point. Making a necessary evil slightly less evil. So how does the rent reward part actually work?
Pretty simple, actually. You earn 1 point per dollar on rent. Straightforward. There is an annual cap, though, 100,000 points per year from rent.
Okay, 100K points. Still substantial.
Oh, yeah. And it also encourages you to use it for other things. You get bonus points elsewhere, 3x points on dining, 2x on travel.
Ah, so bonus categories there.
And then the standard 1x point on everything else.
So it's not just a rent card then?
Not at all. And it has a good set of features beyond the points, like the Citi Double Cash, no annual fee.
Right.
And crucially, no transaction fees for rent payments, even if your landlord doesn't take credit cards directly.
Wait, how does that work?
Bilt handles it. They'll either mail a physical check to your landlord or send an ACH payment, basically an electronic bank transfer on your behalf. You pay Bilt with the card, Bilt pays the landlord, fee-free.
Wow, that's really clever. Super convenient.
It really is.
Are there other benefits besides the points and the no-fee rent trick?
Definitely. A big one, especially if you're working on your credit, is Bilt's rent reporting feature.
Rent reporting, how does that help?
Well, they can report your on-time rent payments to the major credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax.
Which most landlords don't do.
Most none do. So this helps build a positive payment history, which is a huge factor in your credit score. Really valuable for people starting out or trying to improve their score.
That's a significant perk. What about redeeming the points?
Also quite diverse. You can transfer points 1.1 to a bunch of airline and hotel partners, often where you get the best value.
Like frequent flyer miles.
Exactly. Or you can use points for credits towards your rent, which is direct value back. Fitness classes, even saving towards a down payment on a home through a special program they have.
Down payment, that's pretty unique.
First of its kind, I believe. Plus, you get some standard card perks like purchase protection, cell phone insurance if you pay your bill with the card.
Okay, sounds like a solid package.
Yeah.
Any strings attached. Requirements to earn rewards.
Yeah, there's one main requirement. You need to make at least 5 transactions on the card each statement cycle. So each month, basically to earn any points for that cycle, including the rent points.
5 transactions. Is that hard to hit?
Honestly, for most people who use a card for even occasional purchases, it's usually pretty easy. A few coffees, a grocery run, online purchase.
Yeah.
You're there.
Right. Makes sense they want you to use the card for more than just rent.
Exactly.
And you mentioned Bilt might be looking ahead. Future plans.
Yes, they've indicated they might eventually support mortgage payments too.
Oh, wow. That would be huge.
It really would. If that happens, it dramatically expands its appeal beyond just renters. But that's still a maybe for now.
Gotcha. And what's the word on their app and customer service? Similar to Citi?
Generally, yes. Positive feedback on the mobile app seems pretty slick and user-friendly. Customer support is generally regarded as responsive, too.
Okay, so we've got 2 strong cards here. Citi Double Cash. Simple, reliable 2% back on almost everything. Bilt. Unique rent rewards, travel dining bonuses, credit building. Both no annual fee.
That's the core of it.
Yeah, the really interesting part. How do you make them work together? What's the synergy?
Right. This is where the strategy really shines. The main idea is simple. Use each card for what it does best.
Okay.
Leverage their specific strengths to cover pretty much all your spending and ultimately maximize those rewards.
So practically speaking, if someone wants to do this, how do they manage it day to day or month to month?
Okay, the recommended play is this. You designate your Citi Double Cash card for essentially all your non-rent spending.
Everything but the rent.
Exactly. Groceries, gas, utilities if they let you pay by card, fee-free, online shopping, dinner out, subscriptions. Everything.
Because of that flat 2%?
Because of that consistent 2% cash back.
Yeah.
No thinking required, no categories to track. It just becomes your default card for the vast majority of purchases.
Okay, easy enough. Reliable rewards on most of your outflow.
Right.
So where does the Bilt card fit in then?
The Bilt Mastercard becomes your dedicated rent payment tool.
Just for rent?
Primarily. Use it only to pay your rent each month through their system. This way, you're earning points on potentially your largest single expense.
Which you normally get 0 rewards for.
Precisely. 0 rewards, or you pay a fee that negates the rewards. Bilt solves that. Plus, you're tapping into those unique Bilt redemption options, travel partners, down payment savings, and getting that credit building boost from rent reporting.
Right, the rent reporting is a big plus there. Now, you hinted earlier about a slightly more advanced tactic for the real optimizers out there.
Ah, yes. For those who really like to squeeze every bit of value, some people will take their rent money, say $2,000, and instead of letting it sit in their regular checking account until rent is due, they'll temporarily move it into a high-yield savings account, or maybe a cash management account, like one from Fidelity, for instance. Let it sit there for, most of the month, earning a bit of interest.
Oh, I see. Earn interest on the float.
Exactly. Then, just before the rent is due, they pay the rent using the Bilt Mastercard, pulling the funds effectively from that interest-bearing account via their linked payment source for Bilt. It's just extracting a little extra value, earning interest on money you have to spend anyway.
That's clever. A bit more effort, but definitely maximizes things.
Okay,
so let's pull this all together. The key benefits of using this Citi Bilt combo.
Well, the first absolutely crucial point, both cards have no annual fees.
Right. It's huge.
It means this whole strategy, maximizing your rewards across the board, it doesn't cost you anything extra each year. Your earnings aren't being eroded by fees.
And that Bilt rent reporting feature seems like it shouldn't be underestimated.
Absolutely not. Especially for, say, younger folks building credit history, or anyone looking to boost their score perhaps before applying for a mortgage or a car loan.
Yeah.
Having those consistent, on-time rent payments showing up on your credit report can be a real game changer. Payment history is just such a massive piece of your score.
So if you had to summarize the kind of core value proposition of this whole pairing, why should someone consider this specific strategy?
I'd say it offers a really straightforward, very effective, and importantly, low-maintenance way to handle your credit cards.
Low maintenance is good.
It really is. You earn significant rewards on pretty much all your everyday spending. You get unique perks if you're a renter, plus that built-in credit building tool with Bilt. And you get all this without the complexity or the cost that often comes with those premium travel cards that have big annual fees and complicated bonus structures.
Right, so it's like getting premium level reward potential, almost, but without the premium hassle or price tag.
That's a good way to put it. By using them strategically, this duo isn't just about getting a few extra points here and there.
It's more fundamental.
Yeah, it's about making your regular spending work much harder for you, financially speaking, while keeping your day-to-day money management streamlined and, well, efficient.
Being intentional.
Exactly, intentional choices, leveraging the specific strengths of each tool to build a more rewarding financial base.
This has been really insightful, a very smart, practical strategy laid out. Now, just a final thought to leave you, the listener, with. Considering this combined potential earning solid rewards, building credit just by paying your rent, think about this. What financial goals could this approach help you reach maybe a bit sooner than you thought?
Yeah.
Just take a moment to consider how optimizing even that routine, everyday spending, how it can really add up over time and contribute to those bigger, longer-term ambitions you might have.
It's powerful stuff, even if it seems small month to month.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.